hasn't even.
And we're live, Vinny. Good morning.
We are. Well, hang on, Michael. I'll join the show. Hello.
Hello
I
there.
was leaning down there. Don't worry, I'm still here. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, New York, Vinny. He's in Seattle. I'm in LA, and we're getting ready for Game 6.
Yeah, we got Game 6 coming up here in a matter of hours. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to go out. I may take a drive up to Canada to see what it's going to be like up there, and I'm trying to see if I should go today.
Now. Go now.
Yeah, I think the thing is go now. I think it's go this afternoon and get up there for a 5 o'clock start, and
What's your
experience
destination
it.
going to be?
What?
What's your destination going to be? Where are you going to watch it if you go?
Well, I'm thinking whether I should go to White Rock, which is just across the border, or I should drive all the way up to Vancouver, or if there's a like a sports bar or something in between, like in Surrey or something like that.
I'm a little. It's kind of strange. The worse they sing the Canadian national anthem, the better the team plays. So we got to get somebody who can't sing to do "Oh Canada."
Well, who sang it bad?
Some kid in LA sang it. He was just awful.
Huh?
He was just awful.
The one they did the first night was probably the best. I mean, that's the old showbiz thing. Don't come out of the box. That's so good that you can never match it again.
Yeah.
But that first night with that choir and the whole thing was unbelievable. I don't know how they'll match that. And listen, they could have screwed up the American national anthem, and they haven't. They've paid it respect, so you got to give them a lot of credit for that. They've not. Not that I've seen. They don't. I don't know. I haven't seen them show the national anthem. They don't show the national anthem. They don't show the player introductions. They don't show the national anthem anymore.
They did that in LA.
Yeah, they didn't do it in up here. I didn't see it. Maybe I missed it, but I found it interesting that Fox wouldn't take the opportunity to show both the Canadian and the American national anthem and show us a superimposed picture of our great president Slapdick standing there with the flag waving behind him and the whole thing,
all the dead Venezuelans in the water.
Yeah, all of the Venezuelans floating all around him, on top of the dead Mexicans and other people that have tried to come across the border, on top of the dead people that they've killed here. A lot of dead people to step on. So,
well, if they're dead, we don't have to feed them. We don't have to give them credit for their food stamps or anything like that. We don't have, if they work for the government, we don't ever have to talk to them again. They're just dead.
Well, you're going to start that cycle tomorrow, because today is the last day for funding for many of the food programs that happen.
But it's also day 12 of construction on the ballroom.
So if you depend on things like WIC or food stamps or things like that to make your budget come together, as many senior citizens do, there's this perception that people that are on food stamps are a bunch of lazy, my taxes go to pay for people that are on food stamps. They're lazy.
They're living high on the hog, and the hog can't be
high
eaten.
on the hog. They're getting cigarettes in their liquor, which is the furthest thing from the truth. Now, are there cases sometimes where, yes, people take advantage of the system, people play the system? Yeah. Just like, the same people play the system that are farmers, the same people that are cheat on their taxes, the same people that do everything they can to play the system. It's always made me laugh is all of these people who were so screaming about playing the system were the same ones that when the COVID money came out,
we got to get some of that.
Figured out ways to go to their bankers and defraud the United States out of billions of dollars. People who had no business getting money out of this government took advantage of a situation that was meant to help people get through something. And time again, you see it. And as Trump's, who, by the way, was the one that started with the program, is Trump's people going out there and the Justice Department going out there and going after them? No, they're not going out there and going after them. They're shooting Venezuelans out of boats.
And they got Mike Johnson to stand up and say weird little weaselly things. He says he speaks a weasel language that no one else can understand. He seems to think it makes sense.
Well, yeah, but the whole it's not just him. It's the whole.
He's willing to be a front man.
Yeah, he's just willing to stand up in front of people and say that yes, President Trump, yes, the great President Donald John Trump. That's the new thing that they've been doing, is that every time they praise him, they have to use his middle name as well.
Not Donnie from Queens? You just can't say Donnie from Queens? We all know who that is.
No, they go with the Donald John Trump. And it's disgusting. And anybody who has any kind of soul or compassion or anything should be appalled at what's going on.
Well, if you have a soul, no need to get any further into this story, because you're not going to understand anything that goes on. People with souls don't know what's happening.
Well, I think
people without souls can proceed carefully and forever into the abyss.
No, I think they do know what's happening. I think people with souls know what's happening more than anybody else. People who have compassion feel it more than anybody else. People who have compassion know people because they've helped people that are in this situation. So they feel it more than your average person. I mean, we're seeing people now who are trying to, and you got to watch this now, because this is going to become another scam in the next couple of weeks, because America is the home of scam people.
Oh, yes.
We have more people here that scam people than they ever would have in Nigeria or ever, wherever they could come up with an email and a prints and all of that stuff.
This is the home of the scam. We invented it and we perfect it. We renew it and we update it.
We will. It's unbelievable what kind of and what kind of people you're going to see rear their ugly heads. But the truth of the matter is that you right now, food banks and all of these different entities that help people
shutting down
are going to be at a loss. They're going to lose funding. They're going to lose money. They're going to lose people, because they can't pay them. And it's
all preventable.
The food banks are begging. They're begging. They're on social media begging people, please send us $5, $10, enough so that we can buy, so that we can replace the money that we use to buy food, to keep senior citizens, to keep disabled people, to help people that can't fend for themselves.
Young families.
To make sure that young babies have formula. To make sure that diapers, people that can't afford them. And if you know a young family, if you're somebody that has somebody like that as a neighbor or a friend or somebody check in with them.
Got somebody at the door. Hold on, Ben.
Yeah, make sure they have food. Make sure they have enough, because the government that is supposed to be helping is not helping right now.
Oh, yeah.
The government that's supposed to be taking care of things and helping these people along is not. So if I sound a little upset about it, if I sound a little crazed about it, it's because it's true. I can't understand how we can. I can't understand how this country's gotten to where it's gotten. So the World Series is nice to think about. It's great to talk about
What was
it.
that?
And sports
Looking
is
for the other
great
side
to
of the
talk
building.
about. But the reality is that it's sickening. It's
I'm
sickening
sorry,
what
because
we're
I thought it was our guy
devolving
because
into.
he's supposed to be here, but not until 11, right?
So
Yeah.
I don't know
You
what
can
we're
hear me.
devolving into, to be honest
Oh,
with you.
well.
So a great speech by the Illinois Governor Pritzker. I don't know when he made the speech, but he was so right on what he was saying, so right on in how quickly, and I've been studying a lot of this lately, how quickly the people of
Will you
Germany
hear the door if it rings
went
again?
from a
I just want to know if you
a
can hear
troubled
it.
republic to a dictatorship.
Mhm.
It was in a space that you wouldn't believe. So, less than 6 months.
Yeah, it's true.
People went from thinking that they lived in a secure nation, a troubled nation, but a secure nation, into an authentic, a dictatorship, and all the signs were there. All the things were there.
Just
All
topple
the
over. No one could stop it.
pointing fingers at an ethnic group and saying they are to blame for our troubles. One thing about dictatorships that I've noticed and I see is the dictator will never point the finger at himself and say, I am the reason that you're having trouble. I am the reason because my family is pillaging the treasury of the country.
You got your Uday, you got your Kusei.
So that's something to be aware of this weekend. This weekend, and I'm sure it's not going to hit hard until sometime next week. But there's going to be a lot of people in this country that are hurting. There's going to be a lot of people that are
They'll
going to
be
need
angry.
checking in on. A lot of people that you're going to have to, reach
Keep
down
an eye
maybe
on.
and go and buy them some groceries or buy them or help them get to a doctor's appointment or something like that. A lot of people that are going to be in that situation. And your
It's all
fellow
unnecessary.
American needs you more now than ever. Needs
I
you
hope
just to
we're
check on them, to make sure that they're okay.
equal to the call.
Well, I know half of the country is. I don't get that the other half is going to even give a crap. They'll probably say, they'll probably hear this and say, oh, that's that liberal bullshit again. You got to help people. Completely ignoring what if you open up the Bible or your catechism or whatever, or your Quran or whatever you believe in, we'll see it in the first few pages to treat your neighbor like you would like to be treated, to help your neighbor. But chances are, if you voted for Trump, you don't see that.
It's not your game.
And certainly if you're into Trump at this point,
You still think it's just a wonderful experiment.
yeah, you just think it's oh well, look, he told us crime is down.
$385 million to build a ballroom.
Yeah, and a desecration of a national historic site.
The East Wing is gone.
But this guy doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. I mean, he wants to put oil wells in Yellowstone Park.
Have
You're
somebody else
driving
pay for
along
it.
and you'll smell like what's that street that goes through the oil wells in by the airport out there in Southern California and LA.
La Cienega.
Yeah. It'll smell like that. You ever drive through that thing? I don't know how it smells now, but I remember driving through there and it smelled like a gas station.
It's still there.
It smelled like an oil pit.
Signal Hill.
Yeah, the Signal Oil Company. So that's my rant today. I mean, I got a lot of rants. But listen, don't just blame it on the Trump administration. Blame it on other things too. We have this situation that's in California. And this is the thing, when you blame everything on immigrants, when you blame everything on a group of people, when the group of people actually does something that needs to be looked at, it's like crying wolf. Now, there's a situation going on where there is a group of immigrants that are causing a problem. And those are people that come to this country and don't speak English, whether they're here legally or illegally, and don't speak English and get commercial driver's licenses and drive tractor-trailer trucks around the freeways and highways of this country.
How do they get a license if they're not citizens?
They're probably paying off to get it.
Paying off the DMV?
They're probably the CDL stuff, I think, is in some states is contracted out to driving schools. But in California, the Secretary of Transportation has said to most states that I will pull your funding if you issue driver's licenses to people who don't speak English, who can't. These are commercial driver's licenses, not regular driver's licenses, commercial driver's licenses. Driver's licenses that would enable people to drive a 56-foot trailer truck weighing tons down a highway at 60 miles an hour. And he has said that if you issue driver's licenses to those people who have come over here illegally, who have come over here and cannot speak English, cannot read
so they must have,
the road signs.
They must have false papers.
Well, no, they're paying people off to get them, and these trucking companies are hiring because they need drivers. And they probably work cheaper than other people. But you've now had several accidents that have caused lives. There was one by you last week in Southern California on Route 10. 21 years old, some guy is driving a tractor-trailer truck, doesn't speak a word of English, in the country illegally, and speaks no English, but yet has a commercial driver's license issued in the state of Washington.
Oh, so
endorsed by the state of California. Gavin Newsom has said that he will not abide by that. He wants to play his political games with Trump, and he's going to use the driver's licenses to play his political games. Well, pal, you're playing your political game in the wrong place. He should be compliant with this. Listen, I don't care who elected, who appointed the Secretary of Transportation. Just because Trump appointed him doesn't necessarily mean that he's wrong. And he's not wrong on this. If you do not speak English, you should not if you cannot read road signs.
But the measurement is not whether you speak English, it's whether you're a citizen or not. You can't be a foreign national.
You don't have to be a citizen.
You don't have to be a citizen to have a license?
You don't have to be a citizen. You have to be here legally to get a commercial driver's license, supposedly, but there's ways around that. But you have to speak English. You have to be able to read the road signs.
Well, in Southern California, they're all in Spanish anyway.
Well, but it's not Spanish. Spanish is furthest thing. It's Urdu and Hindu and you know, go look at tractor trailer drivers. See what nationality they are. The biggest truck stop food on the West Coast is Indian food.
Curry, yeah.
So I don't know if it's curry or whatever it is. But
Butter chicken and basmati rice.
most of the people that are driving these big trucks that have CDLs, many of them are from India, Pakistan, that part of the world. And I'm sorry, but if you cannot speak English, you should not have a commercial driver's license. It is that simple. If you cannot read and recognize road signs, if you cannot communicate with a policeman. Now, there's a mechanism to get these people off the road. If a policeman pulls you over and you can't speak English, you should impound the truck. But the cops won't do that because the trucking associations are so powerful in all of these states and their lobby is so big that they'll get called on the carpet. So the cops let them go.
How do you know this?
I see it on trucker channels. I see cops pull it. When you pull a truck over and the guy doesn't speak English, you shouldn't let that truck keep going. That truck gets pulled over. That truck that killed those people in Southern California got pulled over for a safety inspection. And they will let go, I believe, by the Nevada Highway Patrol. So Gavin Newsom.
It's another fine mess you've got me into.
Very simple. You got to listen to the guy, and you got to stop issuing driver's licenses, allowing driver licenses to be issued to people who cannot read road signs.
Well, what about the state of Washington issuing them, and then the people driving in California?
Well, the state of Washington. Well, that's a whole nother can of worms because there's several people who have said that you can buy a driver's license in the state of Washington for
a
commercial driver's license. It's
then
not
you get
hard
a cab
to get
medallion
for $150. You can go on the internet or go on YouTube and find somebody who'll tell you how to do it. They're all over YouTube. Put I want a commercial CDL into the search engine on YouTube. And there'll be loads of them.
How to.
So, and I understand it, but again, the government shut down. Can you enforce it?
Or ask the people who are put on the street to enforce it to do it without being paid. My rant sounds rather puny compared to yours today, Vinny. I was going to say, I know I said Blue Jays in 7, but I'm changing my mind. Blue Jays in 6.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe that to be the case.
It's not going to be easy. They got Yamamoto tonight.
Yeah.
And
I'm starting to believe that his luck, Yamamoto's luck, isn't going to hold out.
Not 3 games in a row.
You know, it's almost like the 3 on a match theory there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of thinking that if I'm going to do this, I got to do it this afternoon. I got a little something going on here that I got to take care of, and once I get that taken care of, I think it's
Time to
Maybe it's
leave
time to
town.
take a ride up there.
Well,
if I
Vinny, what
wanna-
do you drive? What would you be driving to Canada?
What am I driving? I'm driving a Volkswagen Golf GTI.
Used to make the Golf. I didn't
Another
realize
hot
that.
little hatchback. I seem to be running a number of these hot little hatchbacks this weekend. And again, there's something wrong with my computer where it won't transfer a file, so I can't load the video in. I got to figure that out. It's just so much to do, man. I don't like being this angry. I'm sick
Yeah,
of
I
being
know.
angry at everything. You know, it's really it really sucks. I mean, you know, you sit here, you go, how many freaking years do I have to live? And I got to be angry about everything.
Sorry, Vinny.
Well, it's just, I mean, these are the years that you're supposed to enjoy life, right? You're supposed to say, okay, I did my time. I contributed what I can contribute. And now it's time to enjoy it. But you can't enjoy your life. If you're driving down the road and you're looking at this tractor trailer driving next to you on I-5, and the guy looks like he's falling asleep at the wheel. Or he veers off the highway and hits, some car full of kids that have been stopped, that got stopped because their dad got a flat tire. Or, or doesn't stop and kills 4 people in a traffic a traffic collision. You can't call them accidents. They're not accidents.
It's something different than an accident.
It's not an accident. When you violate the law, it's not an accident. It's an intentional. And listen, I violated the law enough that I know. I'm not perfect. I got a heavy foot when it comes to driving. I've done some pretty stupid things in a car in my past. But I've also been around long enough to see the price that gets paid for it. And it's a horrible price. And nobody talks about it. Nobody really talks about it. But when you look at it and you say to yourself, it's like I can never understand why somebody can get 3 or 4 or 5 DUIs. I've
Just
never
keep trucking.
understood
Just keep
how
trucking.
our society can let somebody have 3 or 4 DUIs.
Well, I'm a
How
professional
after the
drunk.
first one you're not locked up?
I'm not just drunk. I'm a professional drunk.
Yeah. I don't know how we allow that to happen in our society. How do we allow somebody, and after the first one,
That's all.
and really you shouldn't even get the first one. You should get 30 days in jail mandatory if you get the first one. If you're driving drunk and you get caught, you shouldn't get a slap on the wrist. You shouldn't get a lawyer to get you out. You should get 30 days in jail.
Our jails are going to be really busy, really full.
Yeah, well, if you want to fill them up with illegal immigrants, you probably got the room to stick drunks in there too.
Got a little
Then
room.
take a weapon and take it out on the road. And kill people. It's sad. It's sad that people get away with it. It's sad that we've come to a point where you take your life into your hands.
Just being an air traffic controller is a dangerous job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm driving on Route 2 on Sunday, driving up to the pass, And I got some clown comes around me on the, crosses the double solid yellow line in his pickup truck and goes on the other side of the road, round a curb. He's not looking at anything. Fuck you, I'm on the road.
Coming through.
Get off the road, I'm on the road. So somebody asked me last night why I'm so cynical. Why I've turned into such a cynical person. I said, I'm not cynical. I'm just a realist. I see too much, and maybe that's my fault. I see too much of what's out there. And I've tried not watching the news.
That's just being
and
careful.
It's not just Trump.
He leads the way.
He validates it for so many people.
The guy that thinks he can drive on your side of the road and his side of the road was taught that by Donald Trump.
No, I'm not going to say that. But what he's taught is that you can break the law.
There's no price to pay.
And there's no price to pay. Exactly. There's no price to pay for breaking the law. No price to pay for not paying your taxes. No price to pay for putting in a thing for COVID that says that you own a business and should get $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000. No fear of what's going to happen to you if you do it. No fear of what's going to happen to you if you embezzle money from a place you work for. No fear if you work for a municipality. People aren't afraid of it anymore.
They'll never catch me.
Yeah, being as we're a nation of laws. And listen, I'm not standing up here saying I'm a law-abiding citizen all the time. But and maybe I'm somebody that contributed to it. I don't know. But it's getting out of hand. It's getting to a point where you look at it and you say, what in the world is going on? So, I don't know, Michael. I don't know. But on a brighter note,
go Blue Jays.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are, the performance we saw out of Yasavage the other night was, again, spectacular. Who knew?
Been some amazing pitching in this series.
It's been an amazing series. You've seen a little bit of everything in this series. You're getting your money's worth.
Yeah,
I mean, this has been one of the more exciting World Series that I can remember.
No one will forget the 18 innings. Except they'll say, but funny, the Dodgers won that one. How'd they do that?
Well, they have a guy named Freddie Freeman that can hit a home run.
Well, they do have a bunch of sluggers, but they haven't been contributing at the right time.
No, they seem to be vapor locked. And let's not hope that the cold air up in Canada gets them unvapor locked. Let's hope that the things continue like they are.
If the Blue Jays can get to the bullpen.
Well, it'll be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. No matter where you watch it, no matter what you do, it's going to be a fun series to watch, I think.
The Big Finish starts tonight.
Hopefully, you hope they'll close them out. You hope that the Dodgers won't figure out a way to win a game. Although, there is something to be said for Game 7.
Yeah, I know. Pressure a lot.
There's always something to be said for Game 7. And I mean, I hope it go. I kind of hope it goes to Game 7.
But you wouldn't be surprised if it was over tonight.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was over tonight. I don't think there's any. It should be over tonight. I mean, just all of these Blue Jays are on a rip, and the Dodgers can't buy a hit.
Blue Jays are tough.
Can't buy a hit.
How much is a hit, by the way, if you're buying them? You can get a trucker's license in Washington. How much?
$1.380.
$380.
Yeah, I think if you're buying a hit. By the way, did you see the commissioner of baseball talking about expansion?
He wants to make the ball bigger, so like a softball.
Well, yeah, that was contraction, was? Oh no, that was yeah. No, he's thinking that baseball's ready for 2 more cities.
Can he name them?
Well, it depends on who you. I don't think he's named anybody yet. You know what it's going to be. It's going to be who comes up with the most money. How many billions can you fleece the government for to build a stadium?
Well, I think it's going to cost a buy-in fee and a team fee and a stadium fee. So that's three big price tags right there. And you haven't got anybody to play for it yet.
And then you're going to have to get a stadium built, and of course, the conventional wisdom is that you're going to have to get public funds to do that.
And if you're in a paying attention, you don't need a major league stadium. That's for later. Get a high school stadium. Play without a city on your shirt. Just play ball.
Well, it won't be the first time that was done. I mean, it was done in several cities with expansion teams. Seattle being one of them.
Six Stadium,
which they were building or renovating the day that the Pilots opened in 1969. They were still putting the bleachers up. When the city fathers are out there on Rainier Avenue, where the Lowe's sits these days, welcoming what was his name, Joe Schultz, and the Seattle Pilots to town.
Welcome. And enjoy it while you can. It's not a welcome that's going to last very long.
Right. See them while you can, because, somewhere in my stuff, I have, believe it or not, a 1970 Seattle Pilots schedule that was printed up and available at Chevron stations.
But never quite put into use.
I guess they had to take them and throw them away. I guess the Pilots, spring training, they were still the Seattle Pilots.
Yeah, we got time.
They were the Seattle Pilots until they left spring training and got to the road and said, "Which way are we going, Billy?"
Milwaukee, Billy. Milwaukee, please.
And they said, "We're going straight or are we making a right?"
Take a right.
You take a right.
Call me when the sun goes down.
Making a right. Get the guy in the back of the truck and he can sew the uniforms up right there while we're driving along. Snip the Seattle off the front and just get some blue letters that say Milwaukee.
Can't go wrong.
And get them done. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So,
well, right after expansion comes relocation.
Well, that's it. I mean, I'm just wondering where Major League Baseball. I'm trying to figure out what city
Montreal
is going to commit $1.5 billion for a stadium, for a ballpark. for a palace.
Won't be Oklahoma City.
No, I don't think
Won't
it'll
be
be
Charlotte.
Oklahoma City. As a matter of fact, the funny thing is that when you look at some of the cities that they're talking about, you you see that they're going back to cities that they've been to already. One of the top expansion cities is Montreal.
Mais oui, zut alors.
They're thinking that Montreal is a good city to expand to. They're talking about Portland. Mariners ain't going to let that happen. I don't think. They'd be stupid if they did.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Unless they got a huge cash grab. Unless somebody came to them and said, we'll buy the rights. Sell us the bottom half, the southern half of your rights. But the Mariners aren't going to want to lose that.
And Portland doesn't want to spend $1 billion on a municipal stadium.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't see it happening. They got a lot better things to spend money on in Portland than a stadium.
It's the capital of Antifa, after all.
They might actually have a lot better. Seattle has a lot better things now. I don't know, when they built these stadiums, it was a different economic climate. It was a different country when they built these stadiums. But, a bunch of Chamber of Commerces are going to see Toronto and LA and all of these places and say, geez, we want that for our city. Has Sacramento done anything to prove that they're a major league city? I mean, they have a team.
They got Giants AAA. That's the best we can do. Nobody goes to the games.
Yeah, I mean, they will have a major league team for 2 more years. Are they selling out? Is it a major league facility? Does it seem like it's a major league facility? I mean, all I've heard are complaints from players that they're not. It's not a major league facility.
Same thing with Tampa Bay. You got to play where they find an open field in the afternoon.
Yeah, they get them on a school bus, and they drive them around, and they ask several schools, "Are you using this? You're using this field this afternoon?" Or if the coach says no, they stop.
You commandeer it.
They call back to the stadium and say, drop and say, "Get over here."
What are we doing? Play catch, play catch. Don't ask me any questions.
Catch. It's the last time you saw players play catch. When's the last time you saw 10 players lined up in front of a dugout?
No Pepper.
Long toss.
No Pepper.
Doesn't happen anymore.
How do they warm up?
Well, the pitchers go out to the bullpen, and they warm up out there.
The second baseman.
Every once in a while, some of the players go to go out and I guess throw. I mean, I've seen more pictures of players tossing balls to their kids than I do to other major league players.
What are you doing this weekend, Vin?
Well, if I don't go to Canada, I don't know. I'm probably going to go take a nice long ride. But I'm really starting to feel like there's a bit of Canada in my immediate future, that I should get my stuff and go up there and go to White Rock and watch the Blue Jays win, or at least.
But are you coming back?
Am I coming back? Well, it's
That's why I asked.
I don't know. It's Canada seems to be the people I know that live up in Canada all love it.
Of course they do.
They say it's the economy's tough, and there's certainly the whole added thing of the thing that's going on with America.
They can handle.
But
They can handle that.
I think that they need to. So am I coming back? Yeah, I'll be back. I mean, what am I going to do up there?
Sports radio.
It's a good. I don't know. I listen to sports radio, and it doesn't excite me anymore. I mean, would you want to do a sports radio show these days?
Well, not like the ones out here in LA or see on CNN or ESPN. I don't want to be Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, there's a guy.
And I don't want him to be Stephen A. Smith either.
Well, he seems to have figured out what sports radio is right now. But no, I want to if I do a radio show, I want a sports radio show where people can call up and talk sports and not be assholes about it. Where you can have intelligent conversations about sports. With a few characters sprinkled in.
Somebody's got to call in and say, fire the coach. Come on.
That's what, that was the one thing about Pittsburgh, man. There was some memorable callers to the sports station. There were some people that you drove home and you said, I hope this guy isn't coming the other way.
Because he's not somebody I want to face on the freeway.
I hope this guy is not coming the other way, man. I hope I'm not living in his neighborhood. They take it serious. Sometimes a little too serious, but there was definitely some good characters. And there were some people that knew their stuff.
They knew their onions.
They knew that, they've been following the Steelers for years. Following the Pirates for years. They might not have won anything in years, but they'll still follow them. No, some of the best sports. I mean, if the Mariners sucked for 10 years in a row. Oh, wait, they did.
They did.
People forget that it wasn't too long ago when there wasn't a lot of interest in the Mariners in this town. I saw that the president of the team of the Mariners wrote a nice letter in the Seattle Times, full page letter in the Seattle Times,
thanking everybody for parking. Thanks for parking at the game.
Yeah, thank you for parking at the game for $120. We appreciate it. Now that we know that you'll pay it, wait till next year.
Raising it, but only 10%.
Yeah, now that we know that you'll pay it.
Vinny, I'm going to let you go. I got to take care of Kristen. She's getting out of bed and getting reconnoitered. I got some duties to take care of.
All right, Michael.
We have a knee surgery over here that we're following up on.
Yeah.
And a complete knee replacement. And my patient is turning out to be a fabulous example.
Good. Well, I'm glad. Tell her I hope that she feels okay, and I will see you Monday if the Lord's willing. The creek don't rise.
What time?
10:10 or thereabouts.
I'll be here or thereabouts.
All right. Well, have a good weekend and peace, love, and Manischewitz, baby. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. See you tomorrow morning for drive time. 11 o'clock. Sorry. 11 o'clock tomorrow morning for drive time. Be here. Please. Maybe it might be live from Canada. Who knows? Talk to you later.